There, Hollywood Time viewers. Today we welcome bluegrass sensation Kody Norris, better known as the Kody Norris Show. Hey, Cody, how you doing?
I am wonderful. How are you today?
Doing pretty good. First of all, I got to say I love that hat of yours.
Oh, well, thank you very much. I do appreciate that.
Where'd that come from?
Actually, all my hats are made by Buckaroo Hatters in Covington, Tennessee. Mr. Mike Moore, he's been making hats for me for quite some time now. So if you need a good hat, check out Buckaroo Hatters.
Well, that's a great name, isn't it?
Oh, very much so, and it suits him to a T. I'll tell you that.
Well, I mean, I'm just looking at you. I've been watching some of your videos, and I'm just amazed at your talent when it comes to bluegrass. Kind of raised on country music, love bluegrass. My dad, Bill Monroe, was his idol. He'd met him many times back in Texas, and we'd gone to Kentucky. Just it's amazing music, and you're just like so young. I love it.
Well, I appreciate that, and I'm glad you enjoy what we do. We sure have a big time making that music, so certainly glad and happy when it's appreciated. That's for sure.
So I understand that you're doing the release of a new song called Mountain Rosalie. That comes from someone, doesn't it? That's got some history. Doesn't that song have history to it?
It does have some history. That's kind of an old, an older bluegrass song from many years back that we kind of resurrected, put our own stamp to, and we kind of, I guess you'd say, we might have been accused of time or two maybe hot rodding it up just a little bit, so to speak, but it's a very good crowd song, and I put it in the show a few different times just because it was an old standard that I liked, and so many people always come up and comment about it and ask for it. I thought, we're going to put that on the new record. So I'm really excited about Mountain Rosalie.
Oh my goodness. So where do you, are you also a songwriter? Do you write your own?
I am. I write a large percentage of our material. And actually I've had the guitar out this morning working on some stuff. So.
And let's talk about the band. You've got, besides you, 3 other members. Let's talk about them.
Yes. My wife, Mary Rachel plays fiddle, mandolin, guitar, and sometimes even bass in the band, according to what little configuration we've got going on. And she's been with the show for 7.5 years. Josiah Tyree is my banjo player. He's been with me 5.5 years and one of the just premier banjoists of our time. The boy's really good. And he sings a very just crisp and clear high tenor, one of the finest vocalists you'll ever hear. Charlie Lohman is our bass man from Chicago, Illinois, and Charlie's been with me about 2.5 years. Does a good job. Is
he your cousin?
No. Charlie's everybody's cousin. No,
okay,
that spawns from a little joke. He's a big Ancestry.com guy, and all the time searching up his relatives. So I just tell everybody he's related to everybody.
There you go. So he's cousin Charlie. That's always good to have those nicknames.
For sure.
So you guys tour mostly where?
Well, actually, typically the U.S. and Canada, but coming up next year we've got some. Let's see, I think one tour to Ireland and one to Norway, and some other ones even in the works past that. I can't talk about those exactly because they're not nailed down yet. But anyway, we've got a lot of things going on. And I'm very excited about that.
And in Canada, how do they love bluegrass as much as we do?
Oh my word! Oh, it's so well received up there. I'm not a big fan of genre restriction. I think if music is good, it should be presented to people without putting restrictions and barriers on it. And we're finding ourselves now playing a lot more music festivals as opposed to just country music or bluegrass music. And I love how well the music is received in those type places. All the music's so equally respected, just with the fact of it just being good music and a good show that people enjoy. So I'm so excited about that. In regard to the Canadians, those folks, they're music people in Canada. They certainly like good music.
So you play guitar. What other instruments do you play?
I can pretty much get some noise, I guess you'd say, out of about anything. Predominantly guitar, banjo, mandolin are my instruments. I play everything, but those are the only ones I'll play in front of people.
So how old were you when you picked up those instruments?
I started at about 9 years old, kind of, really beginning to spark some interest. There was some people who attended my parents' church that had a little bluegrass gospel group, and I would go sit in with them. And man, I just got bit by the bug. I just got bit by the bug. I was just infatuated with it. I had no other interests whatsoever. Growing up, it was all about the music, and I'm certainly glad that it was.
So at 9, tell our viewers, was it something that you picked up from dad, grandpa, just being around the music, and you just learned to love it at church?
Nobody in my family played. However, my dad was an avid music listener, and he traveled for work about 9 months out of the year, but he would take the summers off, and we would go to a lot of music festivals. When I was a kid, so I was really exposed to a lot, and thankfully got to see a lot of first generation bluegrass artists. So that was really nice. And my dad also had another hobby, as everybody did at one time, I guess, of making mixtapes of all their favorite stuff to have in the car back then. And my dad's mixtapes were so broad; they would be from everything from Bill Monroe to John Fogerty to Flat Scruggs to those Ozark Mountain Daredevils. I mean, my dad loved all types of music, so I'm glad I was exposed to such a broad array of music at that time. And once I kind of got started playing and just experimenting in general with the music, why I knew right away. I probably knew at 10 years old that I wanted to be in entertainment when it come occupation time.
Oh, that sounds amazing! Wow. And so let's talk about this new song, and then is it an album or an EP? What's coming out?
Well, honestly, I don't know that they've 100% decided which route they're going to go. We'll talk about it in album format. How's that at this point in time? We're going back in the studio here just within the next few days to cut the next set of tracks, and just really, really excited about that. And again, our version of Mountain Rosalie, it's something like in a way that it's not been done before. So we're really excited about it.
That sounds amazing. It's great that I'm glad that you're bringing, bluegrass music's been around forever, but a lot of country people, especially here in California, LA area, they're not exposed to it. We have festivals out here and fairs, and it's just, more the new traditional country, not even traditional, just new country.
Sure.
We're hoping, we can get bluegrass out there. That's why when I heard about you folks, I said, oh, just a chance to put a little bit out there to, it's amazing. How can you not have fun and laugh? And there's no way any of your music you start that your foot can sit still. I don't care who you are, what kind of music. There's no way your feet can stand still unless it's made out of cement.
That I tell you, that's really our goal. I want people to have a good time when they come to a Kody Norris Show performance. From the word go, from the very first thing we do, I want them to thoroughly enjoy themselves. And more importantly, and this is our mission statement with the Kody Norris Show, and it's this simple: we want to make a memory. I want people, when they leave a Kody Norris Show performance, it'd be the only thing they're talking about for months to come. And we work very, very hard at that, and putting some excitement, into the music and to the stage show. And to the point, they don't have to be a bluegrass fan to like our show. I want them to like our show just because it's something enjoyable and it was something pleasant for them.
Oh, that's amazing. How far west have you been out here?
Actually, we were just in Washington last week. So we've worked everywhere. So Maine to California and all points in between.
Yeah, we know we get this big festival out here in the desert called Stagecoach, and we've had
very familiar with that.
And have you been to that yet? If not, you need to.
I've not. I'd love that to add that to our calendar at some point in time. I'm sure that'd be a lot of fun.
Oh, that'd be great to see you out here with that one. So, oh my goodness. So as far as I hear, when did you just recently get married, or how long did?
September 21st will actually be 3 years for Mary Rachel
3 years.
And it seems very recent. It seems like just yesterday. Life is, of course, COVID came along right after that, and all that craziness that we've lived through that. So, and that brought us off the road, of course. And Mary Rachel, she has all kinds of other, interests and businesses, and she's quite the entrepreneur. She's always got a lot of things going on, and so I got the opportunity to come home, and she literally worked me to death for a year while I was at home. So
Well,
anyway, glad to be back on the road.
all of the entertainers I've spoken to, COVID, it was what it was. It was a terrible thing that a lot of us went through, but it seems like the music people, even though they didn't get to tour, it got you guys to see what home life is, and then to write.
There
You've got
you
some
go.
amazing songs that have come out of COVID. And did
That's
you
for
write a
sure.
lot too?
I did.
Yeah, and that we're hearing some of that stuff. Can you tell us about some of the awards? I don't even know. I'm reading all these IBMA and SPBGMA. Tell us what all those are.
Oh yes, the International Bluegrass Music Association. That's IBMA, and as you were, reading each letter, the SPBGMA. That's referred to as SPGMA, and that's held each year in Nashville, Tennessee, in February. And for 2022, we were just so humbled by this. We were voted as their Entertainer of the Year. And Mary Rachel also received a nomination and won Fiddle Performer of the Year. So we're so excited about that. And I've been attending that convention since I was just about 15 years old. And to just be nominated among, all your peers and heroes that you've looked up to for your entire career, that was award enough for me. But then the night of the award show, to actually win that, it was the most humbling feeling I've ever experienced.
Oh my gosh. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that.
And so how is it when you go down to Nashville? Do you record down in Nashville or just perform?
We actually we record now in Asheville, North Carolina. A great studio there. Van Atkins, he's a wonderful engineer. My producer's Darren Aldridge, and just a very, very laid back setting. He has the most calming studio I've ever been in. It's such a low stress environment, and so we enjoy getting over to Asheville, North Carolina to do our recording, and we do. We're in Nashville quite often doing performances here, there on our way, routed out to wherever, we may be heading from there.
And I also read too, where you share a birthday with somebody very famous.
Yes. Earl Scruggs. And I just thought that was the day that I found that out, I just thought that was the coolest thing, because growing up, I had every Flatt & Scruggs record imaginable. I had all of them. So that was really, really quite the thing to know that I celebrated a birthday with somebody, such one of the heavy hitters in my profession.
Exactly. And then also, I read that you founded your band more than a decade ago, which I guess that's 10 years. So what were you, 9 when you discovered your band? What are you, 19? Oh my goodness.
Oh, no, I'm actually, I'm 29 plus 5. So anyway.
Oh my goodness. You're one of those too, huh?
Yeah, I'm one of those
look
too.
Amazing.
I'm one of those too. Thank you so much.
Also wanted to talk to you about your amazing outfits. Can we talk about those?
Of course we can. Of course we can. I absolutely love all the stage clothes, and I put so much time into that. And actually, those are made in LA. Tim Jones, Double A Apparel. He's been making my clothes for probably, I want to say, about 12 years now. Wow. And we either get maybe 1 or 2 new ones of those each year. And I really feel like that's just kind of the icing on the cake with our performance. And I was, kind of the first person to bring that back into bluegrass music. And not going to lie, there at first I was kind of laughed off the stage by a whole lot of people, but since that time it seems like lots of folks have picked that up, and I'm glad to see that. I feel that lots of entertainers throughout time, they're forgetting, although their music and playing is wonderful, it's still entertainment, and when people come to performance, they still expect to see a show.
I know, and I just want to say that was the first thing I noticed. Your music's amazing, but I just saw those, and growing up country and seeing Porter Wagner, and knowing about Nudie out here, the Nudie.
Oh yes.
And I here in LA, I would go down there just to be in awe of looking in the window, and I love all that. Thank you so much, Marty Stewart. I love Marty Stewart, and I love that his band is like that. And
oh yes, they really carry that on so well.
Yeah, and pretty soon when they do another country music volume, PBS or something, you'll definitely be in that.
Well, I hope so. I hope so. Wasn't that wonderful? That was really a great, great documentary. I loved that.
Oh my gosh, I had the great honor of meeting Ken Burns and talking to him.
Oh, wow.
The whole team that wrote, because I do a lot for PBS, and I was so honored to be part of it. I was given the CD set and a DVD set, a book about it. It's amazing, and to see
That's
all
wonderful.
that,
That was the highlight of our week when we couldn't wait to get home every evening to watch that. We were so excited during that time.
wasn't it? It was just, and I'm glad Marty was part of it because he's, such a
Very much
storyteller.
so. He's the man. He's the
Yeah,
man.
he definitely is. So, also, we talk about different people. Who was your biggest influence in your career?
I have so many.
Yeah.
Many. That's really kind of course, being an East Tennessee boy, I kind of grew up really just in the in the breadbasket of of old time and country music.
Mhm.
I mean, I only live maybe 25 miles from Bristol, where all the original Bristol stations and the birthplace of country music.
Yeah.
Also, just a few miles from the home place of the Stanley brothers, and Jim and Jesse, and Jimmy Martin, and Doc Watson, and all these people, and just so fortunate to have grown up there. Actually, all that stuff that was kind of given. That was ingrained that those were all my heroes. Believe it or not, the one time that I really kind of got my socks knocked off, I guess, so to speak, by a performance, and once I really started bringing, more of a flashy approach to the show and putting the emphasis as much on entertaining the people as the music and the singing, I attended a B.B. King performance, and I've never saw anything to match that in my life. The respect that he had for the audience, and they did 4 sets that night. And on 4 sets, they had 4 different sets of these flashy, flamboyant tuxedos. And the attention to detail was just second to none with that performance, and I'll never forget that. And I kind of came home from that and revamped what I did, and out came the rhinestone suits, and we've never looked back.
Wow, way to go. Thank you, B.B. King. That's amazing.
For sure. He was amazing.
Oh my gosh. So do you remember what was the first concert you went to as a fan?
As far as actual concert or just live music in general, as far as live music in general, when I was 4 years old, my dad took me to my first Bluegrass festival, and I literally remember that minute by minute. I was so mesmerized. It plays over like a video in my mind. It's crazy how much of that day I remember.
That's pretty awesome.
And that day, I got to see all the Bill Monroe, Jimmy Martin, Ralph Stanley, the Osborne brothers, Mac Wiseman, Jim and Jesse, the Country Gentlemen. I saw all those people that day, and it just completely mesmerized me at such a young age. And in all reality, even at being 4 years old, I came straight home and manufactured my very first guitar out of a Christmas cookie tin and some rubber bands and a stick. And so I was right in the music business right away. Actually, I think my mom still has a picture of that thing somewhere.
Oh, we've got to see that one. God, that's when God came into your life as a musician, right then at 4 years old.
There you go.
Oh my gosh. Do you have a venue that's sort of like your bucket list to perform at?
I think it's every entertainer in music of any genre, especially today. I would love to take the Kody Norris Show to the Grand Ole Opry at some point in time. That's a major bucket list and milestone, not only for me, but for the band in general. And I'm often asked this question: where is my favorite place to perform? My favorite place to perform is anywhere where there is from 1 to an infinity number of fans that are enjoying what we do. I don't perform my show any different to a half dozen people than I would to a 500,000. I really, when people respect our music enough and love it enough to show up and buy a ticket, we're going to give them our all every night, and do it the same way with the just the same overall exuberance as we possibly can to really make a memory.
So how can our viewers find you socially?
Oh, they can, of course, I want them first to go over and check out our website at thecodynorrisshow.com. Remember, that's Cody with a K, Anything else would be Sody, and I wouldn't want you to be confused. You can also find us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, The Kody Norris Show.
And you also have a YouTube channel?
Yes, we have a YouTube channel as well. I forget that one sometimes. That's just been added recently, but we do have that.
Oh,
and
good.
all kinds of great content on there.
Awesome. So what do we have to look forward to the rest of 2022?
We have a full touring schedule all the way through until Christmas time. We'll take a few weeks off there through the holidays to get everybody some home time and enjoy that time with their families. Then we're right back on the road mid-January for a full extensive tour for 2023. And between now and then, we're in and out of studio, cutting tracks one by one and enjoying working on this new project. And just so many things going on in our world.
Sounds good. I love that. 2023. Can you imagine? That's like, oh.
Yeah.
So, well,
it's already here.
Yeah, we hope to keep following you, and we will put all your social media up on our interview. And you have any parting words for us today?
I would just like to say, anytime that I'm in that part of the world, I hope you and any of your listeners, your viewers, anybody in that part of the world will certainly come out and catch a Kody Norris Show performance. Check our schedule, and we'd love to have you.
Yeah, however close you get, if you come to Arizona or any Nevada or any of those states, I'll come out to see you. You know,
sounds like a plan, and I will look forward to meeting you.
I've been traveled since COVID, and my first trip is going to be definitely next year for Fan Fest there in Nashville. I think that's in June or something.
Sure.
So we'll see if we can see you around during that time.
Sounds like a plan. Sounds like a plan. Take care, and thank you so much for having me. Let's do this again sometime.
Yeah, I appreciate it. You guys be well.
Thank you.
Guys.